Anne and Cara live a very self-sufficient lifestyle and feel no one's getting hurt. But what will you make out of my next guest? Now, when Ken first met his partner, she said she had something to tell him. She showed him some marks on her body and then went on to explain that they had been left by the aliens who had abducted her. Well, how would you all react? I know how some people would react. A lot of people laugh and ridicule it, but he didn't run a mile because he's still around, 5 years on, still to tell the tale. So to find out more, let's meet him. Here's Ken. Ken, the first thing people do when you start talking about alien abduction is either laugh or say you're mad or say you're crazy. I mean, you must have come across it 100 times. But what I'm interested in, how did you and Hillary meet?
Well, we met as a result of her coming down to give us a talk at our local UFO branch of BEAMS, which is the British Earth and Aerial Mystery Society. Right. We used to hold our meetings in Bedford. And
what did you think when you first met her? What attracted you, if I can ask that?
Hillary had had a lot of UFO sightings. She'd seen a lot of strange objects. And she even showed me a few photographs that were very interesting. And then
of UFOs?
Yes. And she began to
See,
open...
people, skeptics. Are you used to that?
Yes, I hear it all the time. But these people haven't had experiences themselves, so they can't understand fully what abductees are going through, you see. Now,
you talk about abductees. Now, Hillary is saying she is an abductee. Did she tell you that when you first met?
She did, and as she had strange markings about her body.
Where? Did you see these marks?
Well, she showed me scoop marks on her legs and things like that, but she kept it fairly low profile to start with.
What do you mean by scoop marks?
Well, pieces missing out of her leg and other strange marks that couldn't be left behind by anything, you know, medical. No doctors could have done anything like that. So, most peculiar.
So when you heard that, did that attract you more to her, do you think, or?
No. The relationship grew from there, and all her sightings and her beliefs and things like that. I mean, yeah, it's just a very good, on the same sort of spiritual level, on the same wavelength, if you like. Yeah.
Now, we've got some video footage of, well, let's have a look.
To sky watch in the daytime, especially when the weather's clear and blue skies and everything. I go out in the garden and I do a sky watch with the binoculars. Often Ken's washing up in the kitchen and I'm shouting, "Get out here!" and he comes charging out with a camera and his binoculars in order to check it out with me, because if we both see it, we're not having hallucinations. And we do see some absolutely incredible, amazing sights.
How come you see them and other people don't?
They do. There's thousands of people across the world have seen these objects and photographed them.
But why are they in your back garden and not in my back garden? No.
Well, have you been looking?
Sorry?
Have you been looking for them? I mean, you've got to go sky watching, you've got to look in the skies.
How long do you spend?
Most people are too busy looking at their feet. They don't look in the skies enough.
Well, we had guests in the first show, they're too busy kissing each other. What do you think of lifestyles like that?
I agree with it, actually. I've got a kind of a pagan philosophy myself. I believe in that type of lifestyle.
No, but not the fetish stuff, though.
No, oh no, I meant the couple that were living. Yeah. I don't mind that sort of thing. That's okay. Well, I mean, if it's up, everyone's entitled to their own way of life, aren't they?
So you're saying that for you and Hillary being an abductee and you understanding where she's coming from brings you closer together.
Oh, yes, we're on the same wavelength. I say we're kind of soulmates.
OK, all right. Well, after the break, we'll be meeting Ken's partner, Hillary. Now, keep watching to find out what really happened to her and footage of where it all took place. Don't miss it. Today we're talking to some really unique couples. Now, Ken has been with his partner Hillary for 5 years. And the first time they met, she told him something very important and a little bit out of the ordinary. And that was that she had been regularly abducted by aliens.
Occasionally, not regularly.
Oh, occasionally, I beg your pardon. Since she was, what, 4 years old?
Yes, that's what she said, yeah.
Now, in the break, I said to you, I am a big fan of Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek and all the alien movies. And that. What do you think of those?
Well, So, yeah, some of them are okay, but I think things like X-Files and Dark Skies and programmes like that, series that have come out fairly recently, have done a disservice to the subject.
So you don't go and watch sci-fi films?
No. I know I do. I've got a few in my collection, but I don't like things like X-Files and things like that. They cheapen the subject, make it sort of tacky and commercial, and it gives people the wrong impression about the subject.
Okay, well, let's... I think one of the things we could do is meet Hillary and hear from her about her story. Please welcome Hillary.
You think ignorance is bliss, don't you? Have you got any idea the courage it took for me to come here today and be a mouthpiece for all the people I know up and down the country that are suffering the same thing as I am?
Which is what, Hillary? Which is
suffering abductions. Because when I met these people, and I have on various occasions giving talks, they know me and I know them as though we've known each other all our lives, and yet we haven't met them at all before.
Now, do you...
I
was going to offer you a seat.
Yes, I will. But
how
also,
do they know where you are, these aliens, though? How do they track you down? Do they have a way of keeping tabs?
There are implants and various other...
You have implants?
Yes, I do.
Where?
In my ear there. And you can laugh all you like.
Have you actually? How do you know you've got that there?
Because I've made an like they do in the dentist. You make an impression with something soft and to make sure. But you can't put a camera in there, can you? You can't do things like that.
And the doctors have found that?
The doctor. I've never been to the doctor with it because I decided that most of them seem to be, I don't know, sceptical and things like that. Yes, they are.
So you've never actually been to have an X-ray, for instance?
No, and I don't want it removed because from people that I know up and down the country to the people...
Once they've had these implants removed?
Yes, it can make them quite ill and things. They can go, you know, it can be very, very dangerous.
How do you feel about people laughing? Oh, boy,
I don't really care very much. As I said before, ignorance is bliss. Until they've had it happen to them, they will never know.
Now, this gentleman standing next to...
Royal Lake London UFO Studies. I know these people. I've known Ken Parsons now for many, many years. It's very, very hard for somebody to come out and sit down there and explain to you what's actually taking place. These are literally thousands of people. I've been dealing with the subject now for 50 years.
OK, we just want to have a look at this bit of vision we've got here. Let's have a look at that.
I've been abducted for over 30 years, and this is the bedroom where most of the abductions have taken place. This is my bed, and this is the wall where it lights up, and there's like a portal there, and out from this portal comes this strange cowled figure that stands just there, and the little greys, as we call them now, with the big almond eyes, and they come up the side of my bed, and there's nothing I can do. I'm totally powerless, and they take me. The next day, I remembered very little, but I was very, very ill, and I staggered to the bathroom, which is through here. And I went to have a shower, and I had the shock of my life because I was covered in bruises from head to foot, and no bigger bruise than this one, which was huge on my forearm with distended veins in it and extremely painful. And without a doubt, I knew I'd been abducted again.
OK, and I think you did some drawings of the aliens that you believe abducted you.
I certainly have. This is the black figure in my lounge window in 1980. I came down from putting my little girl to bed, walked into the lounge, and there he was, stood like that.
Are you sure it wasn't an intruder or some...
I don't think so, because I stood absolutely still, and well, frightened really, but my arm went up as well, my hand.
Yeah.
But then he didn't walk, he moved. He went about as far as the edge of that stage to where the front seat people are, and he went in a matter of just like that.
What were you going to say, Sam?
I'd just like to say that I like to vouch for their authenticity. I've been researching UFO subjects for about 10 years, and I've interviewed many people.
And you've taken photographs?
I've taken videos of what I believe are unidentified flying objects. I've spoken to pilots,
Have you ever been abducted?
Well, I don't know, but I'm the sort of person that looks for physical evidence,
Okay.
video proofs. You know, you need evidence to support these claims. But I think to laugh at people like this is very unfair.
And we've got some of your photos just there. Let me come to this lady here. What are you going to say?
I just thought, why are they abducting you?
Well, research is showing that they're taking genetic parts of us.
What bits are they taking?
Well, anywhere they want to. I mean, the scars and maybe internal scars and things like.
Have you seen these internal scars? Have you had X-rays?
No, I haven't, but
Why
it's
not?
well documented because I don't want to be messed about by people.
What I want to know is, you're saying you've been abducted and you don't want to be messed about with people. Surely you've got bruises from head to toe, you're in pain. You've got to go to a doctor and have that checked out.
I did.
You're a human being like me. If I get a bruise or if I'm hurt badly, I go to a doctor and get it checked out.
Yes.
So to me, I don't believe you. Because if
That's
you're
fine.
that badly hurt, you would go to a doctor and have proof of this happening. And you didn't.
Okay.
I went to the doctor and the doctor laughed me out of the surgery when I said, I think I've been taken by these little things with the
like
almond
that.
eyes.
All right, there are hands up everywhere, and I know everybody wants to ask a whole lot of questions, but just briefly, you would say to people, what, don't be sceptical, it could happen to them? Is that what
It
you're
could
saying?
happen to any one of them at any time, anywhere, any place, and it'll change your whole perception of how you see
You
life.
worried?
Well,
Completely.
it's happened quite a lot. How many times it's happened?
Over 30 times.
30 times. So
Not
when
just 30.
That would
but
be a new
over.
experience for you, wouldn't it? Sorry. Now, if you've got strong opinions on anything you've seen on today's show, or if you think you've got a unique relationship, give me a call on 09012 700 555. That's 09012 700 555. And until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
If you think it's great on TV, then why not be part of it? Call our studio audience hotline on 09009 100 555 or text the word Trisha and ticket and your details to 80088. Trisha Goddard here on 5.
Experiences